right way, but it's something like Tazayat. In other words, the Hebrew word for took is reference number 6718. It says from a form of 66 and 79, in the meaning the same. The chase, also game, thus taken. You understand? So basically, just like a game hunter, when you out there,
yeah.
Basically that's what a woman's like. Like if you catch a deer or whatever, that's the catch of the day. That deer can't fight against you or nothing like that.
No.
All right, a deer has no problem. Same thing like with a woman. If you catch her, that's it. She's took it.
That's why they call them booty.
That's why they call them booty.
That's right. Amongst you Negroes and Latinos, what did you call a woman? Booty. They made a movie called Booty Call. Booty. Yeah, I'm gonna go get me some. I'm going to get me some booty. You niggas say that. So that's right. A woman is booty. That's what really. In this society, the white man's a faggot and a homo, and he on the TV and the media are pushing women up to create confusion. But they're really dildo heads. But they got a lot of you guys that marry them. So any guy that marries a woman, you are a complete fool and you're trapped and you're caught. Try to leave your woman. Try to go tell your woman one day you want to get a divorce. You're going to end up getting dragged through them courts.
Oh, I know a guy just told me that the other day, and I just met this dude. All right, he told me straight up. He said he took this bitch she ain't have, and most times this is the case in most of these stories, man. Most time the man is always the motherfucker that has it going on. He took this bitch from nothing. He paid for the house. He paid for everything. Everything that they did, the bitch sat on her ass. He said if he wasn't with the bitch, she'd have been on welfare. So now all of a sudden, the bitch, he said they 14 years. He said he told the bitch, he said, look, man, how much does it cost just to get rid of you? He said, I'll give you $15,000 just to get rid of you.
Damn.
Right? And the bitch before, she used to say, oh, I'm not the type that would try to go after nothing or whatever, right? So then the bitch said, oh, no, you're going to have to give me $150,000. And the dude said, bitch, you stupid bitch. He said, first of all, everything we have is not worth $150,000. But that's how far gone these bitches are. Here is a bitch that know that you might not even be worth so much, but she's trying to take you for that and then some, but you don't even have. That's all these bitches' mentalities, man.
Or we got to get the scriptures. If a woman do leave, she's to leave with. First of all,
hey.
So this is another thing proving the white man's a devil.
Yeah.
When a woman is with a man, according to the Bible, if you are so-called married, in the scriptures it spoke about a law of divorce that Moses gave out, right? And according to that law, if your woman is to leave you, she's to leave with nothing. With nothing. So that alimony is against the scriptures. You have a second run?
No, not yet, but sorry.
All right,
I got the one in, I think Deuteronomy 20. It's one in Exodus as well, 21.
You got it on that?
You got the one in Deuteronomy?
We're gonna bring it up. So that proved the white man's the devil, and that proved these women are the devil.
That's right.
Because these women are right in league with the white man.
Oh yeah.
Because they're not right. They're not right because they have that liberty to be demons and to be evil. So that's why when you meet these hoes, they're the ones that push the marriage thing. I want to get married. I want to get married. You got it?
I got a quick precept while they getting
Read
that. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 2. It says, give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance.
Ooh. See? That means you ain't supposed to be falling in love with no woman. That's what you fools that are so-called married.
Yeah.
And especially if you're a guy that got some kind of little money, substance,
joint
a house.
bank account.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have no joint bank account. That proves it. You're not supposed to share your substance like that. You have control over your substance, and then you ration out what you want to your woman.
Right.
Okay, well, look, baby, I gotta pay. Your woman comes in, I gotta pay the light bill. Here, bitch, take the. Okay, here's the $100. Pay the light bill. I gotta go shopping, baby. Okay, well, look, here's $100.
You ration it up.
Here's $100, right? That should be enough to go get some groceries in the fridge.
Exactly.
Okay?
Not giving money.
I need some gas on my car. Okay, well, how much gas you need? Okay, well, look, here's $50. Go fill up the that should be enough for the next couple of days to put gas in your car to get back home. You're supposed to ration out. You don't, okay, baby, you marry a bitch, and then y'all get married to these women, and then, okay, yo, this is my wife. Yeah, we're going to get a joint bank account. And she has access to the account.
And not just access, she controls the account.
Yeah.
With a lot of you. I had another scripture real quick.
Oh, I got to bring it up. we're using a lot of movies as examples because they show you in the movies. The movie Casino with Robert De Niro, with Sharon Stone, a complete. He was an asshole. Sam Rothstein, he was a dickhead.
Asshole.
The bitch was she was an admitting slut, whore, hustler. Okay, and then when he married the bitch, and then she told him, she warned him, "I'm not the kind of girl you want to marry." And he's, "Nah, I love you though. I love you. I want to marry you." And he married her, and then he went to the bank because I want my wife to have full control over these jewels and the money. And even the guys in the bank were trying to talk him out of it. They said, "Are you sure you know what you're doing? Do you trust your wife?" "Yeah, I trust her." See, that's the prime example of the majority of these so-called men in America. Fucking assholes, asswipes, fall in love with a woman and give her power over your substance. And then when that demon come out of them and they take you for your substance, then you cry in the blues, man.
I got a quick for you.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy.
And your woman is your enemy, man. The scripture says, "Her that life in thy bosom."
See that? Yeah, see that? Yeah.
And they are your enemy because you know what? These women are the ones that push this marriage contractual shit that's set up by the white man. They're the ones that push it to entrap you into the state so that they can have power over you. So that's your enemy. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, more?
In a prime example of that, you got this one nigga, the brother was talking to me about it earlier. He's facing 5 years in jail, right, for going into his wife's email account. And wait a minute, they're supposed to be legally married. What's yours is yours, and what's yours is mine, and mine is yours, right? They want to charge him. The bitch cheated on him. She committed adultery on this dude, and he went and checked. You know, because I guess however he found out, he went into her email account. Now they want to give him 5 years for that.
Wow. Who's this?
Some dude in Michigan.
Was it Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't feel bad for him. Yeah. You get what you deserve because you married the bitch.
Exactly.
The Bible said never trust thine enemy.
Yep.
So you're not a man of the Lord. Well, give me the scripture where it says,
Ecclesiastes 7.
I got something here, Micah.
Read this.
I got to bring up.
All right.
This is Micah, the 7th chapter, the 5th verse. Trust ye not in a friend. Put ye no confidence in a guide.
Really, why? Because you're not really supposed to trust nobody but the Most High. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Those are the people you're supposed to put your trust in. The Creator and His Son. Okay? You don't put your trust on nobody on the earth. You trust in the Creator, Yahweh and Yahushua, to deliver you in the things that you're going to go through on this planet, man. Read on.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
That's right. Meaning what? You're not supposed to tell your woman everything about you.
That's right.
You're not supposed to tell your woman, you guys, you go and you just tell your wife all your business. How much money you got in your pocket. How much money you got in the bank. Everything about you. Yeah, baby, I was born in a little house in North Carolina. My mother's name was Georgia Ellison. My father's name was George Ellison. And, yeah, baby, and then when I was 18, this happened. None of their fucking business.
None of their fucking business. They're slaves, first
or
of all.
What you do when you with the fellas, what you doing.
Yeah. The master is
so what you do when you hang out with your friends, what y'all doing? Yeah, baby, but you got faggots out there, you do that. You go out with the fellas, you come over here, baby, and then you telling your woman your friend's business. Yeah, my boy George. We went to the bar and he met this girl named Christy. And he went to he's crazy. Yeah. You got you got niggas who do that.
I got a so-called brother in the world that does that shit.
Oh, man.
And the thing is, these fucking bitches is demons, man. They'll use whatever they can against you. Like the brother said, or in the scripture the brother's reading, man. That's why the Lord is saying that, because these women are your fucking enemy, man.
They're your enemy.
They're your enemy. That's the bottom line.
You
you ain't supposed to trust them, man.
That's right.
You tell them that you just got off a sleigh ride with Santa or whatever.
Yeah.
You tell them shit like that, man. You don't tell them what the fuck's going on.
None of their business.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And niggas you work with, you ain't supposed to be telling them your whole business. That you're an Israelite and you do this and you do that. These niggas, they plotting against your ass. Alright? You ain't supposed to trust them. Especially in the times we live in now. Don't be, these niggas ain't with you, man. If you taught them once and they weren't with the word, leave them the fuck alone, man. Yeah. These niggas you working with, alright, the scriptures say be wise as a serpent, hard as a dove, that's good. You got a nigga that you work with, maybe he was a little cool certain days, you told him the truth, but he came against it, leave that nigga alone.
Yeah.
Use the nigga, use the nigga for when you want him, when you want, he'll give you a ride somewhere, but don't fucking display your whole card unto them.
Especially don't, as the scripture said, I want you to read that again. You do not display your whole card onto a woman.
Especially to a bitch.
But you know what? When you enter into that marriage contract with the state, you pretty much putting your neck in the guillotine. You doing more than that. You just totally, because when you so-called get married to a bitch, then your whole information is public access, public domain. Now, in doing with that, I got a so-called cousin, and it's heavy with the brother said it. I taught this nigga the truth almost 20 years ago. More than once. I broke down the scriptures for him. He's a cop, by the way. He's in New York, well, he's retired now, but he was New York City NYPD. And he retired with a rank and all that. He retired a lieutenant, just recently retired. But anyways, I taught this nigga the truth years ago, and he didn't do nothing with it. He cast it away. A month or so ago, he calls me up, yo man, you gotta go into the scriptures with me again. Nigga, I ain't going into the scriptures with you no more.
You ain't getting it once.
That's done. Now, he was married, or he's still so-called married, and his wife is definitely out fucking other dudes. He was married back when the marriage was early, back in the early 90s when they first got married. Now, before he married this bitch, that was his girlfriend. They were together for like 5 years prior to that. He done popped her every other kind of way, but they had to get married. And I actually went to the wedding, or the reception I went to. Back in 1990, they got married. So that was 20 years ago. I went to the wedding reception and all that, right? And it was one of them big, just like it was one of them type of weddings. A real nigga wedding. It was my cousin on my mother's side of the family. They had the white dress. They had the old Cicely Tyson preacher woman preaching the sermon. I present Mr. and Mrs. Verrett. You know? They played the stupid Stevie Wonder song, Ribbon in the Sky, all that dumb shit. It's all a big bullshit, man. Right? But then, this guy was a cop. He carried it. At that time, this is before, he started off as a CO in Rikers Island, but he still carried a badge and a gun. After this, they were married. They got into an altercation in their apartment or whatever, and the cops were called. Now, he's a cop. He's on the job. He's one of the boys. Guess what? You know what the other cops that came and told him? Well, he's a nigga, of course. Them cracker cops, that shit don't be happening. But they told him, whatever, maybe it was a different jurisdiction or them guys didn't know him or whatever. But anyway, they came and told him, well, look, man, you got to leave. She wants you to leave, so you got to leave. Why? Because you entered into that state, that contract with the state. Exactly. Now, this dude carries a badge. He had a badge. Wow, man. He had a badge.
That's incredible, man.
But the cops came and said, look, you got to pack some stuff and leave. You have to leave the apartment. Okay, she wants you to leave. You have to leave. See what happens?
Erica, can I say this?
Yeah.
I heard, right, that if you're married, and let's say you had a dog that you grew up with, okay? You had a dog you grew up with, and then you meet a woman, and then you so-called marry her according to the state, this world, according to the state, you marry her, and you didn't fill out no prenuptial agreement and all that shit. That bitch could take your dog if she wants to. A dog's supposed to be a man's best friend. Mm. Now, you grew up with this dog. You had this dog before you met the bitch, okay? That bitch, if you didn't put no prenuptial agreement and nothing like that, that bitch, if she want to be a bitch, a real bitch, she could take your dog that you grew up with, man, that you had for years before you met her. She could take your dog, man. A man's dog, a man's best friend.
And these bitches will do that.
And they'll do it just to fucking spite you because they know it'll break your spirit. Because it's the same thing with having children with them. They'll take your children because they don't love their own children. First of all, don't you know a bitch would be jealous because automatically a man would show more love to his children than he would to his own wife. And bitches know that. And don't you know they'll be jealous and out of spite, they'll put your ass on child support, already knowing that you're giving money already to take care of them. You give her money, or you just may take your children, take them out, give them something to eat, buy them clothes, buy them. Don't you know? Even if you keep receipts, don't you know the state will honor the woman's side? So that's the kind of fucking evil and wicked world we're living in, man. How is that balanced and how is that just? And that's the top. And that's adding to the fucking mountain of wickedness that the white man has done already.